Hello to you, my fellow Dark Ones. How are you guys doing today? How's life? So last episode, we did manage to get the Master Marid Miner, we did manage to get the Dimension Core, and I wanted to start making the Eldritch Miner. That is the ritual. The problem is that I was missing like 5 different chalks. I have made extra rituals and then I ran into a teeny tiny bit of a problem. See if you can notice it. We're going to switch blocks. You see? It's working fine, semi-fine, and we're out of mana. That is my biggest problem at this very moment because I cast the spell like twice and I'm out of mana. Actually, before fixing my mana situation, let's get the final chalk. We have to sacrifice a villager. There's a goat. He's gonna drop an essence. But thank you so much for the sacrifice. And I also missed a grave from last episode. Sir CRDM. For what I want to do, we need a decent supply of unobtainium, aldemodium, as well as vibranium. I use all of my vibranium in order to make lily pads of fertility, so we need a teeny tiny bit more. I didn't really need the potions, because most of it is just on the surface. Aha, so we're going to start making the unobtainium arcanist armor, and well, I had to autocraft most of the stuff. That is why I also got a decent number of wild attributes, because I wanted to make the geomancer's armor. It doesn't really matter which kind of armor we use, as long as it's elementally affiliated, we're fine. At least that's actually my hope. Yeah, that's aldemodium, that is vibranium, and obviously the purple one. How does it look? Very fancy. Oh yeah, now we have a decent amount of mana. I have also upgraded my spellbook to unobtainium because, well, you can cast better spells. So if you guys remember, last episode, we did run into a teeny tiny bit of a problem. But let's kill him. It's gonna be easy for us. What happened? I died even though I have tons of health. And even though I had a decent armor. So I'll be very honest with you, probably after we get the quantum armor as well as the quantum sword from modern industrialization, or even the mecha suit, none of this is going to matter. But being OP and immortal is kind of a challenge, so let's do that before it's redundant. So one of the perks of having the unobtainium wizard's armor is the spell power that it gives us, as well as the mana, obviously. Why is that important? Well, normally when you want to harm someone using a spell, that's almost the damage that you will make. I have some stats on me, so we're actually doing way more damage. It should be around 5, 2.5, something. Of course, it can be amplified to do a teeny tiny bit more. But with the armor, it's almost crazy. And with my sword, it's way crazier. So now that we're wearing some sort of a functional armor, let us also try to increase our spell power. I already put everything on auto-crafting, so this should go fine. This is such a lovely mechanic and it's so easy. It's not great for upgrading your armor, but for everything else it works fine. I have made a few threads. First off, we do have spell power on every piece of armor. I do have True Sight, which gives me night vision. I have Warding, which will reduce magical damage. I have the Starbuncle Thread, which allows me to walk a bit faster. I do have Step Assist on my armor. Yeah, it's called High Step. And I do have the Drigme Charm, which is supposed to give me a teeny tiny bit more looting. Let's kill that thing with a sword. 17 pork chop. Can't really complain. But most importantly, we have increased our damage by, I think, a lot. That's decent. But we can go a bit more crazy because you might notice the brand new armor doesn't have any gems. So I have been collecting some gems and yeah, all of them are perfect. Except this one. Because that's the only one that you will get in the end. And we shall have a gem of the royal family. You know, 15% to all stats. I'm also going to remove all the gems from my sword. And instead we are going to have the perfect gem of the samurai. So that our critical chance is almost at 100%. And as many warlords as possible. So previously our critical damage was 300%, now it should be, yeah, 700%. That's good damage. It can be better, don't you worry. How? Well, there is something very special which I have missed. Isnium Anvil. I have disenchanted my sword and this is sharpness 10, right? If I use a normal anvil, that's gonna be sharpness 9. But if I use an Isnium Anvil, it's gonna be sharpness 10. And you might also notice looting cannot go higher than 8. However, here, it's 9. So basically, you can increase your enchantment by 1 level. Therefore, I can have protection 9 as well. Oh, and by the way, it consumes way less experience. So that's a decent sword. Sharpness 10, sweeping edge 8, looting 9. And the last one is kind of important. I found it in the other dimension. Reduces the health of enemies hit by a percentage over time. So that's a decent sword. And I have decent armor. And I know what you're thinking. Let's try it on the goat. It could go horribly wrong, but we will see. Where do we do this? Yeah, I don't really want to use the grinders. Let's see if we can do this legitimately. With the sword. So these guys are fine. They're one hit anyways. We do not get any more blindness because we have the true sight. And of course the other guys were incredibly easy as well. There is one guy left. The bunny. Although we are still losing hearts a bit. That should be the goat. As of this moment we can't really kill him with a spell, but let's see if we can use the sword. That was nice. Yeah. That was legit. You know, scientific results have to be replicated for it to be science. Yeah, it can be replicated. So I actually owe this part to you guys. Somebody mentioned that enchantment. I think that made the difference. But there's more. Once you finish the mythic gateway, you get this one as a reward. Endless Gateway of Apothetic Invaders. It is a teeny tiny bit important because it does drop something that can also enhance our armor and tools. But I have never faced this one, so let's see how it goes. These are fine. Yeah, very fine. There's another wave of 4. I think this one should be endless, right? The problem is, what do we do with all this garbage? Endermite. Oh, these ones are no longer one hit. That is weird. But it gives you every single gem from every single dimension. That's quite nice. I think. There's a pig. Hi, piggy. I don't think the endless will ever end. I still haven't got what I wanted. I don't have anywhere to place these things. That's not good. I forgot there is a cave. I don't know, let's try to get a barrel. I don't know what to do with the loot. They're still coming. Okay, at least I died. The nightmare is over. Oh, hi. Everybody's here. Yeah, it's still running. These golems are the worst. Actually, at this stage, everybody's a jerk. Not just the golem. I just saw someone's health. It was 500. With armor. Oh, we're at wave 17. Well, I'll try to progress as much as I can. I'll bring you back. Because this is not going well. And it will never finish anyways. Okay. At least we're done. The gateway imploded because you ran out of life. So you can only die 3 times. I have lost so much XP. What? That looks weird. I do have a feeling I did manage to survive 25 waves. But oh boy, that's a crazy amount of loot. I have to sort it. I have sorted out the loot. What you see in front of you are just perfect gems. And also look at the amount of God-forged pearls that we have. There's also a teeny tiny bit more in the system. I was very lazy. I did not recycle anything. I just threw away the armor. I hit this guy like 5 minutes ago. He's still taking damage. That's I think because of the enchantment. It will go on for the next 40 seconds as well. And he's also withered. But I have added a few gems to my armor and now we're doing a crazy amount of damage. That's not bad. But we didn't get what I wanted and that was the Sigil of Supremacy, which will overcharge every affix on an affixed item. It didn't drop. But yeah, that's one of the rewards and you do have to survive 100 waves. Well, we're 25% there. The problem is that I die and in order to fix that, I do have a plan. And that plan involves hitting 2 birds with 1 stone. Redstone and hearts. Okay, so we have a witch farm. It was actually a recommendation by one of you guys and it works perfectly. I did have a similar idea after I made the Certus Quartz thingy because that's also been running amazing. We had like 1 million Certus Quartz. I'm converting some of that into dust because we're not doing anything else. But yeah, as you guys probably already know, there's an advanced clicker from Just Dire Things, there's an amazing sword with looting 11, and we are getting a crazy amount of redstone. Look. That's stupid. Honestly speaking, I can make it go way faster, but I don't think that's going to be necessary. Look, I don't really need it to go that fast. So we just do it every second, 20 ticks. That should be fine. So redstone is one of the things that I needed because one of the things that we have to craft for the end game is this guy. The 256 million mega storage component. I don't know how many of them we need, but if we want 10, we need 1.2 million redstone. And I also need it for some infinity cells, so yeah, we're going to need way more. Redstone, glowstone, sugar, gunpowder aside, one of the other things that I was looking for was hearts. You know, from bubbly heart canisters. We are getting it a bit slowly, but at least we got like 100 and something. Cause hostile neural networks doesn't drop them anymore. I think it was an add-on, a data pack or something which is not included in this mod pack. And also I have removed every single seed for redstone that we had. It was like 28 of them, and I guess we also don't need glowstone. So the reason that I needed some production of extra hearts is actually very simple. In order to make different heart canisters, each one of them is going to give you an extra heart, you're going to need the previous heart canister. So for the red one, not a big deal. Yellow one, still not a big deal. The green one is problematic, because you need 20 more heart canisters. I already have 10 red heart canisters, 10 yellow heart canisters, that's 20 extra hearts. The next tier is going to be green. And the green one is dropped by the Ender Dragon. I'm not really in the mood of killing the Ender Dragon. So we're gonna smelt some blue hearts. That's going to give us green hearts. I made too many, but it's fine. Blue hearts are easy to get. And if we mix the melted heart with any hearts, we're going to get the green one, the corresponding color. So that should be 10 green hearts. We need actually 10 more. Well, we got 8. I guess it's time to kill a few wardens. Our hearts have reset. Yes, Papa Darkness. It's just that getting him to spawn takes a bit of time. Dude, spawn! Are you scared? No. Bye-bye. Let me try to get as many blue hearts as I can. It's just that the animation of him spawning takes a bit of time. So, you know, the part with the extra heart is fine, but what we want is the purple heart. I should have made a pattern. I'm just saying. It doesn't also hurt to have a bit extra. And this is the heart that I was looking for, not just because it's purple, but that is because if we do manage to upgrade our amulet using a soul heart crystal, that's going to give us an extra slot for the purple heart. And that is exactly like carrying 10 totems of undying. So we're not really immortal, but we're close enough. For me, it has been the next day, and yeah, I had to make an arena. Because one of the things that I did is that I had to fight again. I had to, because my brain is not focused on anything else. I did manage to survive around 50 rounds. I don't know, there was a glitch or something, but one of the mobs got deleted and therefore it ended. And the purple heart canisters actually saved my life. We consumed 10 of them. This fight of endless bosses causes a few problems. One of them is that, well, you are going to die. So I made myself an experience holder from Just Dire Things. We have 1000 experience inside. The other thing is the loot. And it's just crazy. Yeah, I think all of them were full. Except this one. That's only 50 rounds, it's not even much. Also, one of the things that you might notice is that inside the arena I have like half a stack of Draconic Evolution grinders. It's not just because I cannot kill the mobs, yes I can, but at level 50 there's just too many of them. So you need some sort of an assistance, somehow. So first off, remember, it's not ideal. This is the Apothec Pinnacle, it does get rid of some of the mobs. The smaller mobs are way easier, but these are not a problem anyways. The idea is that it will kill most of them. And yeah, definitely it's not gonna kill the goat, because the goat has a crazy amount of hit points, it killed him. Interesting. But before we start working on the actual gateway, I think we have to sort out the loot. You see the number of items? I have an item collector down there on a barrel, the range seems to be fine. Because if my inventory is full and the magnet is picking up, I just have to fly over here. The item collector should pick it up. Yeah. Okay, I set up a basic filtering system. Anything which is not a perfect apotheotic gem goes inside the salvaging table. Because to be honest with you, we don't need the armor, we don't need the garbage gems, we just need the crafting ingredients. Some of the items, including trophies, we're just gonna avoid. And all the perfect apotheosis gems goes inside the Scryer's linkage, which is hooked up to the same barrel that we have at our enchantment area. So I'm assuming everything should work relatively fine, there should not be a hiccup. Apart from the fact that I'm going to need a safe spot. You know, it's going to be a spot where there are going to be like 4 grinders here to keep me safe. Also, this place is not great for my FPS, and I think the main reason for it is the grinders, so later on we might have to change them. Maybe with something from Industrial Foregoing, they do have a bigger range anyways. Also, whenever you consume a purple heart, what is going to happen is that you're going to get your blue heart canister back, so we have to upgrade them one more time, you know, so that we don't die. Because I think starting from level 40 or something, everybody can one-shot you. But this fight is going to be a test, don't you worry, we have enough gateways. Also, let's remove everything which is non-essential from our inventory. Keep it clean. Oh, and by the way, yeah, there are going to be breezes, blazes, and phantoms. They fly, but we will fix that, this is just a test. Let's see how it goes. So far, fine. I mean, I'm not even killing anyone. Yeah, those grinders are not working. I mean, they do work. I think they just have a problem finding the target if they walk fast. Draconic Evolution grinders are not as good as they used to be. I'll be back when it's level 40 or something. Things are a bit laggy, because there are so many items on the ground, everybody's weird, and well, it's going fine. He has 3000 health, and I think that's what kills you. But we are at wave 45. Also, it's a very good thing I made these pillars, because I can hide behind them. The grinders will do their job most of the time. So let me see how far I can go, because so far I'm doing fine. We have reached the point where I'm consuming purple hearts, because some of the phantoms just one-shot you. And the grinders cannot kill them. But I should focus most of my grinders in the center, I suppose. Look at that phantom. 6000 health. And it killed me. Technically speaking, he killed me again. It is wave 57, let's see how far I can survive. He's gonna kill me. Yeah. How do you kill a phantom with 12,000 health? I don't know. So the phantoms are the problem, the rest of them are killed immediately. So what I have done is that I have made a roof, 4 more grinders, and let's see if this time we can cheese it. We hide in a hole. It's not a big hole, but it should work. Yeah, well, so far I have been hiding mostly in my hidey hole, and it's going fine. I just go and collect the loot. Oops. But it's very frightening. If the grinders were a bit faster, like in 1.12, this would not have been an issue. We are at wave 36. But then again, problems are going to start at round 45. And also the stupid archers. And the shulkers. I have a feeling we're at level 50. Oh, 52. So far so good. Oops. That's a problem. Shulkers. 8000 health. I'm going back into my hole. And I'm not coming out. Yeah, for some waves I don't even have to go out. 55. Yeah, the shulkers are always the problem. One of them even spawned in my filtering system. Yeah, it's 65 now. Whoa. Somebody exploded. Somebody got teleported. I think every round I'm a bit improving. It's round 75. Just in case you're wondering. If this time we fail, I think I have an idea for more grinders. Yeah, but this is terrifying. I'm just saying. Remember, almost everyone can one-shot me. Almost. That stupid thing has 50,000 health. And it one-shots you. Okay. He's dead. Oh. I don't really know why it does that. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I think we have to go with plan B, which is industrial foregoing, because Draconic Evolution grinders are just not that great. I tried a few things in creative, and normally, the mob crusher from industrial foregoing used to accept range add-ons up till 5, but this time I could put like 10 in it. However, industrial foregoing does mean plastic, and well, with plastic, we have a few questions to ask. Well, mainly the one, which plastic do we use? Of course, there's Duroplast from Immersive Engineering. Only 10 pages. We have plastic from Industrial Foregoing, 46 pages. We have plastic from Pneumatic Craft, 46 pages. And we have plastic from Oritech, 56 pages. That means it should cover every single recipe, even anything in the engineer's workbench. So I have made myself a centrifuge so that I can get some enderic compound, which is a quest. And I just wanted to get some better machine frames. I think we are going to need 2 of them. Also, for everything I'm doing, I'm also setting up patterns so we can also have centrifuges. But clearly not everything that I'm doing. But yeah, 2 centrifuges. For the Oritech plastic to work, we are going to need 2 centrifuges, and we're not really processing any oil, right? So we have to go with the green version, and therefore we're going to use wheat. This is red fertilizer from cooking for blockheads, or farming for blockheads. Oh, that's because our heads are blocky. Didn't know that. But yeah, it should speed up the growth. By how much, I absolutely have no idea, but we will see. Okay, actually, that's decent. You know what? We can have worms from actually additions. It works with the red fertilizer, so why not? I'm out of worms. We have more in the system. Since we are not using the Eclipse alloy hoe, what we need is a harvester. And since the hoe that we put inside it is going to consume durability, here is an Aldemodium hoe. It's unbreakable. It also requires some sort of an inventory on top. Let's go with a dimensional chest. Oh, I know what's happening. Apparently I don't know what's happening. Yeah, let's not have the crops here. It looks weird. I don't like the look of the chests. Also, to be very honest with you, I have never been known for efficiency. I'll make it up to you. Don't you worry. Here is a hyper-efficient redstone clock. You see? It's actually great. And awesome. I made it up to you. Let's get back to work. I always wanted to use applied flux in order to power our machines, but unfortunately over here we don't have a pattern provider or an interface. But we do have the draconic evolution, and that's working fine. So I'm taking the packed wheat, we're mixing it with water inside the centrifuge, and we get biopolymer. Now there's a storage bus here, and I have made myself an ME import-export bus. And if we set a filter for it, it's going to export the biopolymer inside the second centrifuge, and it will import the plastic, if it's connected. Yes. Do we get the plastic? That is the main question. Yes, that goes in our system. So that should take care of our plastic, and if we get a few, I can also make a speed add-on. It already needs like 5 plastic. Also, until such time that I would be able to accelerate the growth of wheat, we need to provide it with a teeny tiny bit of wheat. We do have a ton. Because I was planning to cook and I never cooked. I guess I have to disable that thing from Mahotsukai, but here's a bit of wheat. We should get some plastic. Actually, I have a question. Yeah, that can work. The floor is actually 2 blocks deep, so we can hide something. We can have a wireless connector, storage bus, extract only. And I think we have 2 channels down there, so it should not be a big deal. Yeah, we have tons of wheat now. That should give us a consistent supply of plastic. I'm happy with that. Although it's not incredibly fast, I give you that, but let us get a speed add-on. Is it gonna work faster? For the moment we don't really have good machine casing, so I guess this should work fine. I have made myself 2 fluid extractors. They do have the speed add-ons because I have also made the dissolution chambers, and all of them have a pattern. And yeah, this time I'm using the induction card, so the machines are getting some power, which is great. Also, I'm feeding the fluid extractors acacia logs, and I do have an active formation plane here. This is from extended AE, so items don't have to flow through your system, it will just place it. It's very neat. Honestly speaking, that simplifies things a lot. We also need to have a spawner for pink slime. Actually, let's make you stupid. Then we take you. Wait, for the mob slaughter factory, oh yeah, you don't need latex. But I think for the crusher I needed pink slime, right? Yeah, that is true. Spawn range is 1, that is great. I'm not sure if it's going to work with mine colonies or not, but we will see. Somebody's talking. Wait, they do have AI. Yeah, it does work with the barbarians from mine colonies, and we got pink slime. We just have to make it work a bit faster. Also, he's hitting me. Yeah, we have to change it. It's okay, I can find a zombie. I guess you will do. Who cares? Passive mobs produce more pink slime than non-passive ones. Didn't we do this in all the mods to the sky and the villagers were not producing anything? Maybe it has to be a cow. I don't know. Actually, we're also running out of chickens. Let's breed them. Have babies. The skeleton was giving me 20 millibuckets of pink slime. Let's see how the cow does. 75 millibuckets. What if it's a horse? I don't really know, I just thought it's bigger. Well, I guess it also depends on the species of the cow. The horse is too fat. Oops. Yeah. That's a bit of a problem. But wow. That was a crazy number. Let me try to fix this. Yeah, that is a crazy number. It's like 500. Now that we have latex and pink slime, I put everything on auto crafting and I have to do some remodeling. I just wanted to mention there were around 40 draconic evolution grinders over here, even hidden under the tiles, and my FPS was around 50. Now that I removed all of them, it's 120. Again, so I do not recommend using draconic evolution grinders, ever. So first things first, let us see if we can have an add-on of 12. Wow. Wow, that covers the entire arena. I think it does, or am I just being stupid? Let's check. Yeah, literally everything which is on the ground will die. Honestly speaking, let's just give it a test. We do have decent add-ons, but I don't think they're going to be required. We go with the diamond one. Of course, we're going to start with the goat, just to see how it goes. They're gone. Instantly. Also, the goat thingy has a larger range, so these things can happen. But it's not really a big deal because this is not the challenge. This is super easy. It killed everyone. And it's way faster. What will happen to the goat? The goat is dead. But we didn't get anything. Did we? Oh no, we got the rewards. My fellow Dark Ones, I have installed 12 mob crushers in total. 4 of them are in the center, 8 of them are in the walls. So anything which flies, crawls, or does whatever, we should be able to kill it. Actually, I'm lying, there is another one here, in my hidey hole. And this is ethereal glass. I thought it's better than a trapdoor. And to be very honest with you, I see no reason why we shouldn't test it again. Also, this time everything is hooked up to a dimensional chest and we are processing the loot. Except these ones. Oh, I need that. I told you, every round I'm improving. Also, it's very important not to leave any gaps just in case shulkers decide to teleport. How would I access the XP obelisk? It has 4000 levels. Anyways, let's see how it works. That is wave 2. I still haven't moved. This is way better than Draconic Evolution. It's such a shame. Well, see you in around half an hour once we reach level 60 or something. Although this time it could be faster because I'm not doing anything. I had to open my big mouth. Okay, he died. There is a teeny tiny gap in the center, which I think is like a 3x3, so 9 blocks, which we can't kill anyone. It doesn't really matter as long as you don't get a shulker. But we're at wave 60, so far so good. I think the reason that it crashes is that it tries to spawn so many mobs that it can't, it doesn't have space. Level 66. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think level 75 is where we crash, so that is level 74. We're still doing fine. We're still fine. Move. Dude, I'm here. So far so good. Level 78. They just despawn and die. Level 80, there is absolutely no reason it should fail. We might get the sigil. Come here. Dude, move. Don't hit me. Guys, I think we're going to make it. 97, that is 98, 99, and 100. And it's not ending. And our dimensional chest is full. Yes, we got it. Are they still coming? We should end it, I think. So next time there is a mob, I'll just wait for the timer to finish. Because we're at wave 110. Okay, it finished. Supremacy, yes. So using the augmenting table, I maxed out almost every status on my sword. Now with the Sigil of Supremacy, what's the effect? 40% critical damage, now it's 48%. Critical chance is 70% compared to 55%, wow. And there's also a 7.5% chance to get a loot piñata. That sounded weird. How much damage do you do? 5,000. It's gonna do this for the next half an hour. What do we kill? There's nothing to kill. Hello, you. Go to hell. Is it weird that now I want one for every piece of armor? And obviously every single future piece of armor? And we have 5,000 levels. I'm not going to lie to you, that's a bit crazy. Oh, and by the way, just in case you're wondering, I just got 80,000 God-Forged Pearls. But before that, let us get back to the start of the episode, where we were trying to make an Eldritch Miner. So we were missing a few chalks, brown was one of them. Then we have magenta, which I forgot to cook. You know, originally I was thinking I'm missing like 2 chalks, I think it was 4. But are we done? It wasn't 4, it was 2. Well, I have used every single chalk, so that kind of makes sense. But I have also repaired our master married miners. We have the core piece. The core piece goes in the center, and we need to sacrifice a villager. I always have sacrifices. Well, while that thing is getting prepared, let me repair my axe. Yeah, much better. I know I can upgrade it to Oldemodium, it's just that I like the color of netherite. Thank you. We have our miner. Obviously this is our first one and we're going to have way more, but let's see how it works. It doesn't auto output anymore, so we're using a hopper upgrade on the barrel. You go on top, you go inside. Actually, let's make you unbreakable. That was fast. Yeah, block of tungsten. In between the cutscenes, it has been actually a day later, as usual. I have been busy, so we do have also a few eternal stellas. But I have also done way more progress. I will show you. It has to do something with bees, which we have to start very soon. But for the moment, one unbreakable miner. Oh, this is way faster than I was expecting. For a second, I thought this is a block of time crystals. Originally, I wanted to go with like 8 of them, but it seems 2 of them is more than enough. That's crazy. Because remember, we can also process them and get way more dust, right? If it crushes something. Yeah, 54 from one block. Okay, you stop working. And let me see how I can automate this. We have a packing tape. I just dug here. There is a block of coal. Did I place it? Maybe there was a hole. I didn't have blocks. Well, automating everything is going to be quite standard. We're going to use applied energistics. I think we're going to go with 2 eldritch miners because I don't think we're going to need way more resources. And also the resources that we are going to need in order to, for example, make the dimensional seed, well, it's not gonna be from miners. Because I think we need like 500,000 emeralds and we have to use just mystical agriculture. But just in case, we have space for like 4 of them. We also need some sort of an ender chest in order to import everything into our system. Yeah. That was my boo-boo. So there are some things that don't have to be processed and we can just export it into our system, like sal ammonia, quartz, clay, etc. So we can just have an export bus on a dimensional chest. And I don't know, maybe a bit faster. Then we have a few items like copper that has to be crushed, you know, the metals. So I do have an export bus on the Morid and we're exporting the items into it. It goes into the barrel and we're reading that through a storage bus. I just want to be able to hide the cables, otherwise it's not that complicated. Of course, those items also have to be cooked, which I guess doesn't really matter. We can just output it into a dimensional chest. And since the miner is providing us with blocks, we have to uncraft some of the blocks. For that, I'm using a quantum crafter. And if we give it a pattern that 1 block of diamond gives you 9 diamonds, it should start working. Yeah. As long as we have blocks in the system. And honestly speaking, that's it. I just have to scale it up. I need way more crushers. That's the problem. I do say way more, but I think I'm going to need like 7 more. Where do we do this? Yeah, you have to look for it every time. Ah, you're the one. It had a second page. I'm really hoping we don't need a crazy number. Hopefully 8 is going to be more than enough. For 2 miners. I have been working on our ore processing and that should be our final crusher. I have already placed down 3 of them. We have 5. Okay. We're gonna go with 8 anyways. It's just that we do have to put every single one inside the jar. And I think we're good. Oh, each one has different names. Those were similar, but not the same. Because it doesn't show you when it's in the jar. But very cool. We have our crushing factory. Alright guys, it has been a while later and I have finished our ore processing. We have 8 crushers and for the moment we just have 1 miner. I will also get the second miner. It's not really a big deal, but no, 8 crushers are not even enough for the 1. So down here I do have an enriching factory from Mechanism which sends everything to a smelter and we're done with it. Cause here's the deal, you don't really need to super crush everything. Why would you need that much copper or I don't know, this guy? I'm not even using silent gear. But anything from modern industrialization as well as unobtainium, oldemodium, vibranium, etc. is being fully crushed. I kind of like how it looks. Now that we are doing some ore processing, I was thinking maybe we should visit our mine shaft. Obviously, it's not just a visitation. So we made this place like 2 episodes ago and I was hoping that I can have some Bedrock Extractors over here from Oritech. Did I do that? No, but you might notice we are going to do that. I'm not sure if we can make the Bedrock Extractor or not, but we will see. This is fun. So the way that I have been cheating a bit with Oritech is that I do have an extended charger from Extended AE. You give it amethyst, it gives you fluxite, and it's like surprisingly fast. I have also made myself 2 foundries in order to make a few ingots. And there was also another ingot which I have just made and I forgot its name, Duratium. I just got the quest. And in order for things to work a bit faster, I think there was something called, machine add-on extender. Can I have 4? Thank you. I want to have a teeny tiny bit of an infrastructure for Oritech before we would be able to automate everything, so I really want the foundries to work faster. So do you accept all the upgrades? Yeah. Depends on your machine casing, I suppose. It's not significantly faster, but wow. Okay, there is a capacitor add-on, because I don't think the internal buffer can keep up. Oh, you need a brand new alloy. Okay. I was really hoping that we can have machines which work like incredibly crazy fast. Didn't know there is a transfer limit on the machines. Well, worst comes to worst, we can have energy efficiency. Yeah, but that did increase the transfer rate. Well, I guess let's have 2 more. Well, personally, my main goal is to get the Ultra Machine Core. There's a tier higher than this, but once we get this, we can have as many add-ons as we want. The problem is that it does require Enderic Compound, and I know for a fact that I'm not producing any Skulk. Oh, you can do it with Ender Dust. I have done this with Ender Dust, I forgot. Yes, ignore the boo-boo, as usual. I'll get to work. I thought I have enough material to get started, and guess what? You get slimes in a compact machine. There was actually a zombie as well. How do we despawn them? Words. I meant how do we prevent them from spawning? I guess that should work. A few mega torches. I hate bats. Whoa. With so many bat wings, we can make a bat soup. So Oritech is one of my most favorite mods, and if you really want to go crazy with it, it's really not great for your FPS. And when I'm saying it's not great, I mean it's terrible. Hence we are going to do this inside the compact machine and maybe make a machine room out of it. But I have made myself a quantum link, a quantum entangled singularity, and we're online. I am in a compact machine, so getting in and out is not the best. Can we cheat and have like 3 memory cards? And then link all of them to different P2P tunnels? Yeah, they're different. Okay. I can have 3 P2P tunnels in there. Alright ladies and gentlemen, that seems to be our Oritech setup. It's nothing super fancy. We have 5 assemblers, 5 foundries, 4 centrifuges, and of course something to make us some fluxite. It's just a charger, that's it. Nothing was super complicated to automate because you put the pattern in one of the blocks and you extract the items from the other block. Except the centrifuges because it's just one block. So what I have done is that I have made an inventory proxy add-on and I'm importing from that. You just have to select which slot. And I think the final machine that we need at this very moment is the atomic forge. It misses blocks. Or maybe it's the light. That makes sense. But yeah, that is our atomic forge. Atomic forge works with lasers, so that's 3 lasers. There you go. They look fancy. We just need the target designator. Yeah, everything is done. So we select the forge, then the laser. Ah, okay. Everything is powered by induction cards except the lasers, because I can't really do that. So from the atomic forge, what we need is the super AI chip. We need the Heisenberg compensator. We need the advanced computing engine. And I don't know, Prometheum? Why not? Oh wait, reinforced deep slate. Why not? So I just filled in all the patterns. Can I have a Heisenberg compensator? Okay, that guy is working. You're not importing. I believe last time I did this, it was importing. Maybe it's because I placed the machine last? Yeah, that was the problem. Because I did place the import bus first. But yeah, we got our Heisenberg compensator and that's it. Oh, it's also you. I set up patterns and I never paid attention. Who makes it? Nobody? Oh, it's just a crafting recipe, okay. There are more efficient recipes that you can use inside the machines, but Oritech is not really important for the older mod stars, so any garbage recipe will do. As long as I get what I want, I don't really care. So all in all, can I have my Bedrock Extractor? Lovely, I can have 2 of them. That's a problem. Not a horrifying problem. It was just a missing pattern. Oh, it's the wrong coal. Who did that coal? I think it was the Morit. It's okay, I panicked for no reason. I just changed the pattern. Everything is fine. We shall have our Bedrock Extractor and now I have to watch a tutorial. I don't know how to make it. Thank you. Let's go home. And I'm back. I just had to watch a tutorial from my dearest friend Lord D-Day, and well, it's a good thing I watched something, because apparently this guy works in a 3x3x3 area. And at first I was like, why is there a depth? And apparently there's also nodes under the nodes. So I checked, there is also a uranium down here, which is perfect. But what I'm interested in is mainly emeralds and diamonds. Don't really know why. But worst comes to worst, we do something about the uranium as well. It doesn't place it. It's fine. Oh, you're missing a lot. Are you fine? Lovely. Also, something that I would never ever have guessed is that it does work with lasers. Oh, and by the way, that's the coolest thing I ever seen in my life. So with lasers, we can place them like so, right? Looks a bit fancier. So we select the target, we select the laser. I'm selecting the actual block, not the machine core. I think I have a flux plug down there. So that means we can power our lasers using wireless technology. Don't blow up. Oh, it's working. That is cool. Although I do have a feeling this is not going to be that fast unless I add more lasers. But let us see if we're getting anything. That's not bad. So far we're just getting diamonds. It has been maybe an hour later and I have been working on our arena. It's not going well, I'll admit. It's just that sometimes I try to use something for the thumbnail and well, if it's not finished during the video, then you can't really use it, right? Then it's a cheaty thumbnail. Also over here, since we're going to get blazes, I can't use wood. Ironic, I know. But that is going to be converted into casings from Create, and I don't really think they burn. I just place every single one manually, so if they burn, I'm gonna quit. And just in case you're wondering, no, I don't have a casing factory. I just place down the logs, strip them using vein miner, and you see the rest. Well, for the moment, I think I'm done. I just have to fix a few things with the filtering and, well, the farm is good to go. Also, I'm very sorry, but this episode is a teeny tiny bit late, so I can't really do the graves. That takes a very long time as well. So we probably will do that next episode. But I just wanted to mention a few things before we wrap up today's episode. There is something called productive trees. It works like forestry. You might notice we have a beehive over there, and some of the leaves are pollinated. And now that I mention it, I can't find anything. Oh yeah, that one. That gives us walnut, which this one is also walnut. I'm just trying to learn, I just wanted to explain it just in case you see weird trees around the base. However, bees are also incredibly important for us and we have neglected it so far. So I started a bit. Those are kamikaze bees. You know, you wear the bee nest helmet, you get attacked by something, they will spawn, you try to catch them, and the reason that you want to catch them is their genes. Productivity very high. It's just that it's a bit rare. And you also have to mix it to reach like 100% for it to be transferred to someone. Well, it can be lower, but the chances will be lower. I think if you squash them, it's going to be better, but it's very hard to catch them. But with that, ladies and gentlemen, I think it's also a good time to wrap up the episode. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it. Till the next one. Bye bye.